We're back.
Double coverage, double coverage, double coverage.
Mama, we made it.
The network picked us up. We're like established now.
We need the signs that says like clap, cheer, laugh.
J-Mac here, D-Mac to the right. Welcome to Double Coverage.
Mama, we made it.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, J-Mac, Jason McCourty. To my side is D-Mac, Devin McCourty. Before we start, rocking a new shirt here. Defense wins rings, education wins life. If you want one like it, McCourtyTwins.com. Hit the shop feature. You'll be able to find shirts.
Pats win again, Pats win again, Pats win again.
We'll try to wear a different one in the coming weeks just to give you guys a little bit of a preview. But we're back here right on NESN, where you can find us each and every week. Double coverage with the McCourty Twins. But if you miss it there, you can go on YouTube, iTunes. All you have to do is search Double Coverage with the McCourty Twins. And as always, you can find us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at McCourty Twins. And like I said earlier, McCourtyTwins.com for any and every McCourty Twins information.
Pats win, Pats win, Pats win. First 2-game win streak of the year. Pats win, Pats win.
Sunday night football.
Pats win.
I think, you know how whenever, I guess, a big game or a primetime game, they always do the predictions and it's on TV. And whenever, we don't watch any of that, but you go on social media and you see it, everybody sends it to you and it's like, hey, there's some
but if you
bulletin.
If you were an expert, who would you have picked?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But anyway, like they call it in college basketball, upset alert, upset alert.
Yes, Sunday night football, we were able to overcome and score more points, because that's the point of our game, than the Baltimore Ravens. A weather game. The weather couldn't have been any better the last possession of the game. I mean, obviously, the weather was what it was all night. But we get out there, we punt the ball back to Baltimore. Justin Bethel, Matthew Slater, amazing job all night, forcing fair catch.
Really, Jake Bailey did the hard work.
I figured I didn't need to mention his name. Jake Bailey's like a secret weapon.
He's like an absolute stud. If you don't know, he also sometimes has to kick field goals in practice, and I seen him make a 50-yard field goal.
But he's impressive. But they get the ball, and it's seconds to go, and it just starts downpouring for the last possession of the game. And
awesome. I turned to the ref. I was like, this is great, isn't it? He didn't seem as excited as I was, but it is what it is. And it's funny because during the week, I think it was Thursday, one of those days we went out to practice, and Bill was like, yeah, it's raining today, and, looking forward, it looks like that could be what we get on
So Sunday. Whatever it is out there, get your on and get out there.
So it's always actually pretty good when that happens. I think back to when we played the Jets in 2017, like record low. Mm-hmm. But Wednesday and Thursday was even colder than that Sunday game, and we were outside both days in it. So when we got to Sunday, it was like, oh, this isn't bad.
Buffalo 2 weeks ago, it rained all week in practice, and
we went through it. So it definitely helps, and I think you saw that with some different exchanges in the game and ball security. Our offense did an awesome job, obviously preached all week, but they had to actually do it in practice. So salute to those guys.
And speaking of that, like just quarterback exchanges, the Ravens center, Matt Skura, his family was receiving like death threats and all type of stuff.
I saw you wrote right here in the runner show, what's wrong with people?
Because he had a few bad snaps. Like, it's football. We all make mistakes, no different than life. It's just crazy to think. It's bad enough you go on social media personally and people talk trash. Go ahead, say what you want to say about me.
Let's be realistic, guys. Save the death threats for the playoffs. Let's not have death threats in the regular season. Playoffs, death threats come in. We get it. Super Bowl, we get it. Regular season.
Do we get it though?
Yeah, death threats regular season. Let's put
a pause. Playoff Super Bowl, get a life.
2020 has been rough. It's been rough, but we can't elevate death threats to the regular season. Next thing you know, we'll be talking about guys breaking legs and stuff for preseason games. We'll be in the fourth quarter. You don't think
that already happens?
Nah, in the fourth quarter preseason, and if the game's tied, they're not mad you lost. They're mad if it has to go to overtime. But that's the next step. We're going to be mad that somebody lost the preseason game, and we're going to be like, I hope you tear your ACL. We don't want to get to that.
Well, Sunday was a salute to service game. Always an awesome opportunity to get a chance to represent the men and women who fight so hard for our freedom and do so much and sacrifice so much, just to honor them. All of us on our team wore initials of different men and women who have lost their lives in service.
And that's because of an organization, TAPS, TAPS. And it's been awesome through the years. Obviously with COVID, it was a little different, but through the years,
Get to meet some
those
family
families
members.
come
Yeah.
in, they get to hang around the facility. So, a big credit to the Patriots organization for choosing to add that to the Salute to Service, what the NFL does, which is, all of that is more of a business side. But right in our organization,
To connect the personal
just
side.
to connect, they come to the game, the facility, we get to meet them. Even got to do little shout out videos
To
as
the
players
family,
to the
yeah.
family. So, like you said, big thank you to all of those servicemen and women who go out there and sacrifice a lot.
Well,
for
we
us.
can't talk football this week without talking about
Jump man.
DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, the catch followed up by the interview was just impressive. They were in good position. There was 3 guys there. The catch was just better by eye. By eye.
Is that what he said by eye?
By eye.
He talked greasy.
Eye.
I mean,
Did you see the photo op? The picture of just the hands?
yeah.
Jordan
And
can't have a better commercial
can't
setup.
have a better commercial. That's why I said jump man. Yeah, that's him.
And then I don't know which network it was, but posts on Twitter each guy's
Tail of the tape.
vertical leap, and I'm just like, man,
You got to run with that. I mean, for one, Kyler Murray.
well, then that
staying
means it
alive.
made sense then, because each guy was like
No,
30,
it definitely
32,
makes sense.
33, and D-Hop was like 36.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but it was still an incredible catch. But the crazy thing in that stadium, David Tyree's helmet catch, Malcolm Butler's interception, one of Aaron Rodgers' Hail Marys, DeAndre Hopkins' catch, and I think there was one other like crazy thing that happened.
Which
in that
one was
stadium.
better?
Malcolm Butler's interception on the 1-yard line. Definitely the best one there.
For sure. Drew Brees gets hurt, banged up. Tough guy, played through, already had, I think, a fractured rib. Now, I mean, he's going through a lot more. Not sure if he's going to be there, but it just goes to show
Jameis Winston time.
what it takes. What did he do?
But the big thing, I'm happy for him because he got the eye surgery and all that, got laser. So he's ready for this. Stepped in, played well. I'm sure we'll see more Taysom Hill in that offense too as well with that. And then also my man CP out in Chicago ties the kickoff return record.
8.
I mean, it's good company. Josh Cribbs, Leon Washington. That's not even mentioning the GOAT Devin Hester in the return game.
For sure.
So we'll have to see how all of that, what's names. But I will go out on a limb and say Cordarrelle Patterson breaks it and goes 9 touchdowns.
Yeah,
or
for
something.
sure.
Like,
For sure. At some point before it's all said and done.
you just don't find a guy like that. Just have him
Special.
in this building.
Special.
6'3", 6'4", 225.
Runs like a running
when
back.
he's slim and moving at like 4.3 speed.
For sure.
So it was good to see that game the other night and watch that. And it's always great to see old friends and teammates doing great things out there. So let's jump into what's going on in the group chat. What you got going on?
For
David?
sure. First, I want to start with DeAndre Baker, the young cornerback that was drafted in the first round by the Giants, was released throughout the offseason. I think everybody's up to speed on his legal issues that the armed robbery, him and Quentin Dunbar. Dunbar was already acquitted, and now all charges have been dropped against Baker. The NFL has already said he's free to sign with any team. There's reported interest by multiple teams. I don't know what went down. Don't know how it went down.
It's a crazy situation. Obviously, a young, talented player. Even the whole case is kind of still not finished because the alleged victims, 3 of the alleged victims, they had the same lawyer. He was arrested on extortion charges. So I think the good thing for Baker is charges are dismissed and he can kind of like clear and move forward. So you just hope, a young guy obviously ended up in a bad situation, made a mistake or two. Hopefully he gets another opportunity to kind of go out there and play football.
100%. Hoping he gets another opportunity to go out there and showcase his talent. And you get an opportunity to play in the NFL. It's a lifelong dream. You make a mistake, you put that in jeopardy. Now you get a second chance at it. I hope he's learned whatever went down, not judging it, but moving forward. Can't wait to see where he ends up and how it all works out.
Yeah, so obviously I think, other thing we talked about is like every day a new COVID case in the NFL.
Every day.
And then now there's reports of a new vaccine. So obviously I think everyone, players, fans, coaches, would like the NFL season in 2021 to look a lot different than 2020. J-Max taking a vaccine?
I don't know. It's kind of scary. The new vaccine, is it Is it a one-shot vaccine? They send it to you in the mail. Pop, you take it, you're done. Is it two?
I don't think they're going to send it to you in the mail.
I don't know. Is it, you go to CVS, they say. Is it two of them? How does it work? It's like, who it's just, it's kind of scary. It's just, there's so much that goes on with all of this stuff. Politics involved and companies this,
Big
companies
pharma,
that.
yeah.
It's a lot going on, and it makes you a little nervous. But I think we may not have a choice. I mean, you may be forced to get the vaccine to send your kids to school. You may be forced to go to work. It may be different things where they don't tell you you have to take it. But hey, if you want to live a normal life and go to a concert or do certain things, hey, you're going to have to take this vaccine.
Show up with your vaccine papers.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting on who is even offered the vaccine at first.
It's going to start with healthcare workers and work its way down.
And different people are at higher risk. So we'll keep an eye on that here on Double Coverage.
And we'll continue to report. Pfizer right now is in the lead. I don't know if people are going, if you're into the stock market, but that may be one. You may be a little too late.
NBA right here. So it's going down. Like we said last week, this is a big week in the NBA, the draft, free agency. Trades are going.
But
none of these are official yet.
But this is crazy. Like, do you think the NFL could ever get to a point where, as a player, right now, Devin McCourty, the season ends, you say, I want to go to Tampa Bay. Somebody go make that. Like, the NBA is just
have to pick Tampa Bay.
I mean, it made sense for the way the show rolls. Tom's there, like it just made sense. Gronk's there.
Like I was saying,
Stay here, but
Chris Paul traded to Phoenix. Drew Holiday traded to Milwaukee.
Bogdanovich
traded to Milwaukee. Dennis Schroeder traded to the Lakers. We also had Trevor Ariza traded to Philly, I think.
I don't know.
Covington traded to back to Houston.
They were involved in the same trade.
A lot going on. So, right here. Chris Paul traded to Phoenix. Phoenix better playoff team, yes or no?
Yes.
Drew Holiday traded to Milwaukee. Milwaukee now title contender, win the title or definitely end the title?
They're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's not that good.
Big B's Boston.
Schroeder to the Lakers. Repeat or no repeat?
Repeat. Well, they got to sign AD back.
Reported Westbrook to the Hornets. Playoff team?
Yes.
The Hornets?
Yes.
With Westbrook.
Did you not see what he did with OKC in the Western Conference?
Harden to the Nets. Yes or no? Likely, not likely.
Not likely.
Not likely.
Unless they're giving up Kyrie.
Harden turns down supposedly.
Harden to Philly. I like it.
Harden supposedly turns down a 2-year, 103.
Show me the money.
Would have been the first NBA player to make $50 million in a season. He turns that down. What does that say? I think it's very interesting because we talk about this all the time. Players get crushed if all they do is sign with bad teams for the money. Chris Paul, no championships, was reluctant to give up his contract last year and was cool with going and getting traded to OKC. Didn't want to take less than what he felt he earned and deserved.
Yes.
Now a player turns down $50 million and he's going to get bashed because he wants to go play with the Nets.
But he wants to win a championship. Isn't that what, as fans, isn't that what you want to see? Players want to win championships more than they want to get paid.
I agree. If you're into hip hop, it's going down this week. Young Jeezy versus Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane, best rapper alive.
That's what they say in the South. The versus battle. If you're not into hip hop, ignore this 10 to 15 seconds of the show.
Who wins?
If you're from Atlanta, this is a legendary. Jonathan Jones already said he might get kicked out of his new building that he lives in Boston because it is going down. It's gonna be a club in his apartment. I'm more of a Jeezy fan, so I'm going Jeezy. Shout out Atlanta though. The A will be going crazy. Last topic right here. NCAA announces 2021 NCAA tournament will be likely held in one location and is in talks with Indy about having it in Indianapolis. I like it. Let's get the tournament played. One location, it doesn't matter. Let these guys get in there and go.
I mean, is that like does that change that much though? Like
it's like an AAU tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, it still doesn't solve like a COVID issue if there's gonna be one. If there's gonna be one,
I will say the TBT, the basketball tournament, put on theirs one location, and they had I forgot.
But there's no school. There's no school for them. Like Are we just saying, hey, we're going to take 4 months out while there's testing and all of that
leading up? They
usually
travel all around doing all that stuff. Somehow they get
schooled. Yeah, school doesn't matter.
Ben Simmons didn't go to school.
Scholar athletes just worry about the athlete part.
Who cares about getting your education? That's free.
D-Mac, keeping it awesome. Keeping it awesome.
No, you did that wrong. Right now, we got the Dan O'Brien keeping it awesome moment of the week right here. And this has to go to Kim Ang. Derek Jeter doing an awesome job with the Miami Marlins. I think. I don't watch much baseball. But she has 30 years of experience. She's been an assistant GM twice. And now she's breaking down
barriers.
Obviously, in baseball, it has grown over the last couple of years. I believe it went from like 3 women involved in whether it's on the field or upper management positions to now it's like 20-something females involved. But now she becomes the first female GM, not only in baseball, but in all major male athletic sports in North America. So a huge accomplishment. She, like I said, she's been
shout out Kim.
She's been an assistant GM twice, and many people have said for the time she's been around baseball, they kind of saw her as that future, that person that would knock down these barriers. So for years in sports, we've seen whether it's been Jackie Robinson, different players from the Negro League, the Bill Russells, the Jim Browns. You've seen all of these different things. The Ernie Davises. If you've never seen that movie, The Express, awesome movie on him at Syracuse. So
for sure.
We've seen these barriers be broken for society in sports. So awesome to see.
That's
that.
what it's all about.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. But you guys, you have Twitter questions each and every week. We want to make sure we get to them. So we're
got questions. We got answers.
Radio Shack still going?
I don't know. Yeah. Don't tell them we stole it.
We'll look it up after. Question from Mike Braze. He says, how do you feel that cannabis legalization, both medical and recreational, has impacted the NFL? Do you see the therapy as a possible replacement for pharmaceutical drugs such as Toradol?
I do see the impact in the NFL. I think you saw that this year. Now, guys will not be fined and suspended for failed drug tests for marijuana. I think you see as the country's going, the NFL is
you have to keep up
somewhat with that.
But the league will never say like, "Hey, it's okay,"
weed,
because from a perception standpoint, you just can't.
And I agree. We don't want young 9-10-year-olds saying, "I can't wait to smoke weed and be in the NFL." Let's give them time.
No question.
As far as cannabis therapy, I do see a place for that. Does it replace Toradol and these different things? I don't know. I think
it's more of a science question.
I think some of these older players are very used to taking Toradol and they like that. But there are a lot of players that use different cannabis things. I've used them multiple times. Shout out former Patriot Brandon Spikes, who sent me some, and Stephen Ridley, who has a company in cannabis. So, Rid, if you ever get to see this show, you want to send us some free foy, holla at us, man. But I think you're seeing that come up in all sports, and I think it's good to see anything that's healthier than the different painkillers and Toradols for us. I'm all about.
No doubt about it.
So John Martin Molahan says, Jason, what were you thinking when you went low on the 310-pound pulling guard on Sunday night to cause the big stop? He wasn't thinking.
It's just part of football, you know. That's the classic do your job. And my job on that play was to go down, set the edge, and Jay Jones, fast guy, able to get over the top and make the play.
And so don't worry,
sacrifice for the betterment of the team.
Don't worry, Mom. I made sure he was okay after Buddy killed him on that play.
Third question coming from Jill Newman Hall. What is your favorite place to take your family on vacation? It's ever changing.
Yeah, and I mean, my kids right now, I have to go with the Disney boat.
The Disney cruise.
Yeah, I mean, but I still get it. Daddy, are we going back to the Disney boat? Is the virus gone so we can go on the Disney boat?
Tell them it's gonna be a while before we get back on another cruise. We just made it all when all those cruises were getting quarantined. David Gurton, what do you keep in mind to get the most out of your day-to-day routines and avoid slipping into complacency or just going through the motions? I think that's easy. I think the privilege of just being in the NFL motivates you. And then I had a coach, Greg Williams, that used to say, every day is an interview. And the day you forget about or you don't love to compete or feel that you have to prove yourself, it's time to walk away from the game, because that's what it is. Every practice is filmed. Every game is filmed. If you want to continue to play in the NFL and keep your job, you better show up day in and day out.
Yeah, and I love the opportunity we get just to watch these young guys grow and play. watching like my guy Kyle Duggar get out
King
there.
Doug.
First play of the game, guy comes out there, Boyle comes out there and he lays the wood to him.
Let's hit a quick who won and lost the weekend. Who you got?
We'll go fast with this. Coming off a win, we'll start with a win. Whoever secured the new Xbox and PS5, you won the weekend. If not, you got to go on StockX and spend a pretty penny.
Yes.
Who lost the weekend? LSU, not just LSU football team, LSU overall. They said athletes, even regular students, have kind of gotten away with some sexual misconduct going on at the school. So they need to get that wrapped up.
Got to definitely clean that up. All right, leading into next week, we are going on the road, heading to Houston to play Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Tough challenge. Deshaun Watson coming
After
off a
Lamar
week
Jackson.
where you have to play Action Jackson and Lamar
And
Jackson.
still got Kyler Murray.
Yes.
Is he next?
Yes. You turn the
Thanks,
film.
NFL.
You turn the film on and you see Deshaun Watson, much like last week, Houdini in it, making 3 people miss in a split second. And then they have speed all over the field. Kenny Stills, your guy, Brandon Cooks. Fuller. And then Cobb also.
And Duke Johnson.
Yes, Duke Johnson, great guy. Played with him in
Yeah,
Cleveland.
we
So going to be a tough challenge for us going on the road. Central Time, noon game.
4-hour flight. Thanks, Netflix. Well, I'm going to download something. Trial 4. I'm going to check out Trial 4.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
I mean, we didn't really ask you about whatever show.
Thanks, buddy.
You were going to
Just
watch.
wrap up the show. Tell the people we'll see.
Appreciate you guys each and every week. You can find us right here on NESN. If you miss us there, you can go on YouTube or iTunes. All you have to do is search Double Coverage with the McCourty Twins and tell your mama, I made it. There you go. So make sure each and every week you check us out. Go on our social media, our website, McCourtyTwins.com to see everything
And get
with
these cool
the
t-shirts.
McCourtys. See you guys next week.